Hi, my name's Jude Oliver. I'm 15 years old and I'm from Whistler, BC, Canada. My absolute passion in life is freestyle skiing. I'm lucky enough to do it in these awesome mountains here in BC. One thing I want people to know about me is I'm very close to my family and friends. I have a pretty good life in here in Whistler and I'm very appreciative of it. I've grown up alongside my closest family and friends, and I know that they have my back no matter what. I'm a freestyle skier. I've grown up in Whistler and I've been skiing for as long as I can remember. But when I was about 5 years old, I hit my first box in the park and I was hooked on freestyle from day one. The park has become almost like an addiction for me, and I've always been able to focus on a trick and work as hard as I could till I perfected it. The feeling I get when I land a trick, be it my first 360, my first 720, or my first step 10 a few years later, has always just felt like pure happiness. But then I usually wake up the next day with the thought in my head of, what's next? In my heart, I can always go bigger. That's what I love most about this sport. That's the build-up that you put into landing a trick is almost as good as when you finally accomplish it.
You hold it! Yeah!
Since it became obvious that I was going to start freestyle skiing competitively, my parents have ensured that I can be as successful as I can possibly be. I'm grateful that they give up extras in their lives so I can train super hard. I was recruited to the BC team this past April, and although I'm extremely grateful for this, expensive can be a lot, as I'm traveling all over Canada to the States, and in September I'm even lucky enough to go and travel to Europe. If that all goes well, I'll be attending all the Canada Cups and some of the NORAMs, which can cost a lot. I got my first job this summer at the Whistler Golf Course, and although it can cover some basics, it can't cover the whole load of the ski season, which is why the scholarship would go so far at covering some of the costs. I have been super fortunate to be pretty successful so far in all of my competitions. I've podiumed at every timber tour I have participated in since I started competing. I had a bit of a rough start to the 2022-2023 season, but I turned it around and was lucky enough to win gold in slopestyle and at Big Air at the BC Winter Games. I also won the Freestyle BC Style Matters Award and ended the season with being honored as the best male overall skier from Freestyle BC. The 2023 to 2024 season proved to be my breakout year. I finished my timber tours with a top overall finish. At Junior Nationals, I was first overall in Big Air and third overall in slopestyle. And at Senior Nationals, I got second in slopestyle in my hometown against the best skiers in the country. I was recruited in April to the BC High Performance Park team at 14 years old, making me the youngest member going into the 2024 to 2025 season. Even though Sarah's life was cut short, she accomplished so much for the sport of freestyle skiing. The fact that Sarah knew that freestyle skiing deserved to be showcased to the world and was one of the trailblazers of the sport has opened so many doors for young athletes like myself, and we are all super grateful for that. I have always pushed my limits like Sarah, and I think that it's really hard for people to understand why that drives me. But I think Sarah would have. I know that Sarah gave back by doing triathlons for charity. So when the pandemic took a toll on my ability to do my sport, I decided to do something similar. My grandfather, who means so much to me, is a 2-time cancer survivor. My mom's hero is Terry Fox, so I decided to run a marathon to raise money for the Terry Fox Foundation. After 6 hours and lots of training, I did it. I finished the marathon, one of the hardest things I ever did in my life, but definitely one of the most fulfilling. I ended up raising $5,373, $1 for every kilometer that Terry Fox ran. I sent it for Sarah because she was a shining light in our sport, and I'm not going to let it fade out.
Go!